Hi, Maria.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Thanks for having me again.
Well, thank you. This is our second session. As you know, I'm in graduate school. I'm doing a second session of practicing skills in my mental health counseling class. And I appreciate, again, your time. I know you're very busy, but I thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
That's awesome. How you been?
I've been good.
Yeah.
Good.
So how's life?
Good. I'm really happy right now because I'm planning my wedding, my church wedding, so I'm really excited about that.
Wow,
Really
congratulations.
Thank you. I have 2 months to prepare.
2 months.
Finish, yeah. March, and then my wedding's on April, so yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. I see your face is really gleaming and happy.
I'm happy, yes.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I know in our last session we had talked about one of the issues that was probably, upsetting you or bothering you a little bit was the stress in your life. I know you are a mom of 5.
Yes.
That's great. Such a young, beautiful mom.
Thank you.
But that's great. And I know you have your children, you have a lot of things to do at home and with your husband and your personal things also.
Yes.
And that adds some stress in your life. But now this is a wonderful event that's happening. And I think that probably can add a little bit stress, maybe a good type of stress.
Yes, a happy stress.
A happy stress. I see it in your face. That's great. I am so glad to hear that. Well, how you been at home with the girls?
Girls, good. My Mia, she doesn't change.
Yeah.
I laugh because I was talking to my cousin just yesterday because she has some tremendous attitude. Like,
wow.
I'll be like, oh my God, was that like that when I was young? My husband's always asking my mom, in-law, was she like that when she was little? I was like, I don't think so. I said to him, well, I remember what they used to tell my mom is like, oh, there goes the hen with her little chickens, her little things, because we always used to walk by behind her.
Okay.
And then, but with Mia, sometimes I just have to laugh at the things that she does. Like, for example, today we were like, I just finished giving her something to eat and she wanted something else. And I know how she is. She just grabs it to throw it all over the house.
Oh, wow.
So she grabbed a bag of cereal and I was like, where you going with that? She's like, I want some cereal. I was like, no, you're not going to have that. Go put it back. So she just grabbed the bag and she threw it. And then she grabbed that again and she threw it again. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, when they call me from school, ma'am, your daughter Mia doing this, I was like, oh my God. So I just think about it, what's gonna happen
in the future. She's very determined. She's got a strong personality.
Yes, she is.
My son was like that he's 22 now, but he was very determined and he knew what he wanted and no one could change his mind. So I see little Mia a little bit like that, but that's good. You just have to help her out and be able to show her, when to be determined and when to have a strong personality. But so how you been coping with at home, with the kids? And I know there's exams coming up, especially for your 3rd grader.
Yeah, she's she's having a little bit difficulty with the math.
Okay.
Math is not one of her strong points. So like right now, I have her 2 days out of the week. She's being tutored by her own teacher, which is good. I'm really happy for that because there's so much I could do because I haven't been in school in so long that I'm like, oh my God, what is these fractions? What are fractions? Like, how do you do these? Like, now you gotta teach me. I tell her.
Right, I know.
Because it's been a long time, but she says it's hard. 3rd grade is hard, and she's like, I don't want to go to 4th grade because she says it's, if this is hard, I imagine 4th grade being even harder. So I was like, no, I twisted up on her. I was like, look, you are the older sister. You're gonna have to teach your sisters. How to read, how to do math. If they ask you something, you're able to tell them. Right. What is the answer. So you're a smart girl. So you're gonna do good in your exam, and when you go to 4th grade, you're also gonna do good in 4th grade because you're a smart girl.
Well, that's a good perspective, and be able to encourage her because as a teacher with all this new Common Core benchmarks, it's not easy for the kids.
Yes.
It's really a lot on their plates and they have to do so much and they have to learn how to divide and how to multiply in so many different ways.
Yes.
So it adds on to the little ones, especially they're already stressed out that they have to take a test and then all these different ways of learning sometimes it adds a lot of more anxiety into their, academic life. But so I know that's difficult, and as a mom, you're taking the precautions and you're taking the solutions, the necessary solutions to help your children, and that's good. I know in the past session we talked about that your boys, your two older boys, were very supportive. Are they still helping you out?
Yeah, they still help me out.
Good.
That
I'm so
hasn't
glad.
changed. My oldest one was in Georgia, but now he moved back home again. So, he has to help, because he needs to. He's the older brother, so you're like, listen, they're gonna look after you, what you do. So you gotta be a good role model for your sisters.
Right.
So he is helping out a lot. I guess the age, he's becoming a better person.
Right, definitely. And he's got a good role model. That's you. Definitely, that's good. We also had mentioned in the last session that ways of coping with your stress, with your anxiety. Are there anything that you've been doing in these last 2 weeks since we met that maybe help you to vent out or just to release the stress in your life? Maybe taking a walk after a moment that is very stressful, or maybe singing or praying or just talking with someone. I know you had said that you didn't trust a lot of people, but maybe that's a way that maybe you coped in these last 2 weeks. Is there any way that you tried coping with your stress, your amount of stress in your life?
Well, what I do is that I take a deep breath, because when I'm stressed at the moment, that's the only thing that I could do right there and then, because it's either that or scream or go crazy. But that's just take a deep breath and say, okay, one step at a time, little by little, things are gonna get better.
Of course.
And just relax. And then my only other time is when I'm in the shower and I'm there, I sing or I pray. But that's my time. So I was like, okay, I wash all that stuff away. Like, take it away. All the stress, take it away. That's what I do.
Well, that's good. That's good. I sense you're a religious person.
Yes.
Right? You go to church.
Yes.
And that's good. Prayer is good. As others do meditation, prayer is good because it just takes away all those feelings.
Yes.
Negative feelings, and we just, are open and can express them, in your case, to God. Others, to other people. I know you had mentioned that, and I had said before, the fact that you don't trust a lot of people, so you don't open up with a lot of people, and that's understandable. Because in my case, as a woman too, I don't open up with a lot of people. I'm very particular in who I choose to talk to, because you just can't tell your problems to everyone. Some people might not understand it. Have you found someone that maybe you can just open up a little bit to and just release all that anxiety and frustration from a stressful day?
Yes. I remember telling you that I was like, I don't want to talk to my husband because, I'm just going to add on stress to him. But I was like, then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Why not talk to him? At least I let go of, what I feel and how I feel, instead of just, getting angry or just, dealing with it and just letting it, slide, and it's still there because I haven't let it go. So I was like, why not my husband? He's always there. My husband, my friend, my companion. Why not trust him? My soon-to-be husband again, through the eyes of God. So I was like, yeah, why not? I choose him to trust.
That's good.
That I'm able to open up to him and let him know.
That's good, and I think you made a good decision. Because I know I had mentioned that if you're okay, everyone's going to be okay around you. You need to be okay emotionally, even in a healthy way. Because if you just keep everything in, sometimes it could just come out as big migraine headaches and even health issues. And we don't want that. We want you to be okay. You're going to be a bride in 2 months.
Yes.
So so we want you to be okay. Well, I sense happiness there.
Yes.
Big smile. That's good. That's good. But that's good. You made a good decision. What better person than your husband, your soulmate, someone that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and just open up. And I know you had said that you just didn't want to overwhelm him because he already had a lot with his job, but he is part of your life, and he is part of your home, and he is the head of the home.
Yes.
So it's good that he knows a little bit what's going on, and he can help you and give you tips and give you advice, you know, and it's good to talk.
To talk.
You know, that's very, very important. Oh, well, that's good. That's
He's
good.
like, no, honey, everything's gonna be okay. So that's good to you know.
So he encourages you.
Yes.
That's important. And you need that.
Yes.
You need that encouragement, definitely, because your days are busy and you need someone to listen to you and to say, everything's going to be okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And that helps. Definitely. Do you think stress is a temporary thing in your life? Or do you think it's an everyday issue that you go through 365 days a year?
I hope, please, Lord, no, not 365 days a year. You know, right now there is a lot of stress on a daily basis because, you know, dealing with the girls, stay-at-home mom,
right,
dealing with the wedding, you know,
of
so many things that go
course.
on, you know, things happening, you know. But there are months there are days that I'm stress-free that I can say, okay, I could relax, I could drink me a cup of coffee and just listen to music and just stay, when I don't know. My husband sometimes takes the girl, but like take the girls out, I'm like, you know, it's a time for me to relax. So
Good.
I can't say it's 365 days a year because I think I won't be here. I'll be in a nut job or nut home because of all of the stress.
So that's good. That's good to hear. And I can sense that you get help from your husband and even from other family members maybe, and you get that alone time, that quiet time with you, and that's important because you can breathe in and start all over again.
Yes.
And that's important for you because you need those moments. So tell me a little bit about now with the wedding and all the planning, because there's a lot to plan in a wedding. Do you think that has added more stress in your life?
More?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
More
Now,
stress.
is it a good stress?
There's a little bit of both.
Okay. Can you
Little bit.
explain that? Tell me a little bit about that.
Good stress because, okay, I already got I chose the dress. I'm happy with what I chose.
Oh, nice.
I have that going. I have my banquet hall. You know, I have churches already set up. Now we're just thinking about decor and stuff like that for the church, and for my bouquet for the
Okay.
girls. So that's
Good.
missing. So little things are missing, but the most important thing that I need to send out is the only thing that I don't have. That's what's adding stress to me right now
Oh, wow.
on a daily basis because the company that I order my invitations from, you know, we have been going back and forth for like since the beginning of February.
Right.
So
Wow.
it's like stressed because I ordered on February 6th. Everything was going good. I placed the order. I e-proof. They sent me the e-proof. I gave the okay, and then I got a call saying that I didn't pay for the invitation. I was like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean?"
Oh, wow.
I paid. Like, let me get my bank statement. Get back to them because everything is done through email because their phone that they have. You know, I guess because of the different time zones,
Okay.
I don't get to call them when they're open.
I
So the
see.
only way I could do it is through email. So it's like I have like back and forth, like 20 messages, emails back and forth with them because I want to get my invitations. So I sent all the information to them. I was like, they apologized for the mistake and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. Now, when they sent me the second set of orders, which is the same exact invitations, it's no different. It's just the number. The number orders are different
Okay.
from the one I paid for from the one I approved. And then they were like, they sent me a very sloppy thing. Font, I know what I wanted. The date was incorrect.
Wow.
So I was really upset
Of
at
course.
that. So I was like, no, I don't want this order. I do not approve of this. Send me the correct order, or just send me the order that I approve because it's the same exact thing. It's just one is paid for and the other one's not. So just take the money from the one that's paid for and just send me the one that is already approved.
Wow.
So what happens that they have a Chinese holiday, so they're closed until tomorrow.
Oh,
So from the
wow.
18th to tomorrow, there's nothing that they can do. But they did promise me that it was going to be worth the wait. So I hope that at least I get a discount or something, you know.
Okay.
Hopefully I get
Wow.
something.
So I see a few things here. I sense you were upset and disappointed. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Very, very disappointed because you know I wanted to get this mailed out by this week. I wanted to mail them out so like everybody could get them on time because I'm sending it out of Florida. I have family coming from New York and stuff like that. So and they need to RSVP by a certain date because banquet hall, it's table stuff. So I'm like, oh my god, hopefully I get them.
Of course. So definitely, what happens to Maria when all of a sudden you have a schedule planned and it's just frustrated, but it's not because of you, it's because of someone else, they just change it.
Maria gets upset because, I'm like, okay, things were supposed to be done a certain way, and it was planned this way, and it was, let's say it was planned at a certain time, or a certain day, and then you changing it for what reason, and then there's no reason for the change.
Of course.
So I'm like, okay, why couldn't you tell me this ahead of time? So maybe I could have planned something different, right. Or I was already aware and I'm like more relaxed because I knew there was changes coming. Okay. But when you just change something and don't give me a heads up about the change, then I get upset because, it just makes me angry that, I took the time to do something and then you just changed it, It's my time, it's my family time, so it's upsetting.
Of course. And I believe there was a little misunderstanding and they just got things a little mixed up there. So, of course, you're paying for it. So that's understandable. They're accountable for it and they're not showing the responsibility they should to you when you've been responsible from day one.
Yes.
And that's understandable, that feeling, because it happens to me as a teacher. I know I have my days planned, but when those days change, schedules change, and things just are different than what I expected for that day, I have to deal with my emotions of being upset or discouraged or even angry at the circumstance. So how did you deal with that change? Or what was your attitude at first? I know you were upset and angry, right?
Yes.
Did you just write a horrible email to
I told them, not horrible. I just let them know.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
But when you are upset, you do say things you don't mean to say. Right. So I was like, okay, let me relax. And let me send them an email, let them know that the mistake is coming from them because I paid and, this was done. I did everything in my behalf for my order to be placed and everything else because it's like, okay, first of all, I know that if you place an order and there's no money, the order don't go through.
Right.
So the order went through, so what was the problem? Because it was PayPal or because they were paying by a card or credit card or whatever. So I was like, okay, what was the issue? Like, I was trying to understand that because I know how, online stuff work and stuff. So I'm like, it was upsetting. It was very upsetting to me at that one point. Now, I just gotta wait for what they offer me, that it was going to be worth my time of waiting. So I'm just waiting for that.
Well, that's good. I feel you're in control of the situation. Do you feel you're in control?
Yes, I have to be in control. It's my wedding day.
All right, that's good. So there's like a motivation and something to look forward, and that keeps you at ease. And that even though you did write an email, just, to explain and to find what was going on, give me a reason why the delay, and they were able to respond back, correct?
Yes.
Well, that's good. So I find that Maria now is, even though her life and her stress has not changed, I think you've added something else to your stressful life, but I think it's good.
Yes.
It's something good that it's going to give you good results, and that's wonderful. And I'm very glad for you, definitely. But I feel you more in control, more at ease, more thinking before acting, like you said. Sometimes we might be upset and we might do the wrong thing or say the wrong things, and then we have to, just take back what we said. But I think talking with your husband or, venting out, that's something good. That is helping because it's actually releasing you from a lot of responsibility that you have. And you have a lot of it on your shoulders. Home, housewife, your children, and now the wedding. But that's great. I know we're almost out of time. And this is an assignment I'm going to give you. And it's not long. I want you to keep a stress journal. What is that? You're going to take a journal, and not daily because I know you're busy, but if you can, every so often, you're going to write down those stressful moments that happened to you And I want you to write down and describe what happened, how you felt, and how you cope with it.
Okay.
It could be negative, that you just did not do the right thing at that moment. That's okay. It's just, a journal is, and I know we've kept journals when we were younger.
Yes, I did.
Right? Yeah. No, I did too. I wonder where my journal is. I don't know. But anyway, and I know we used to keep it away from Mom, right?
Yes.
Because it reflected our feelings. So this is going to be something similar, but it's going to reflect your feelings on those stressful moments. You're just going to write it down and just going to, in a few words, it doesn't have to be extensive or long paragraphs. Just tell me how you felt. You felt angry, you felt joyous, you felt overwhelmed, and why did you feel, and if you did anything about it. The purpose of the journal is to go back and be able to read and say, wow, I did good. I actually handled this situation very good. Or go back and say, I need to learn not to do this again because it didn't bring good results. So you think we can do that for the next session in a few weeks?
Yes.
Just keep that journal. All right, and that's definitely going to help you. It's going to help you to keep priorities, and it's going to help you to handle those feelings that, you know, are involved with your stressful life.
Yes.
All right, so you're getting married. Focus on that. That's one. You're going to be a beautiful bride.
Thank you so
that.
much.
And I know you're doing a good job. Again, keep that control. Keep that ease. You're doing a great job.
Thank
you.
you.
Really, really are. And thank you again for coming tonight.
Thank you for having me. It's good.
I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too, man.
Bye-bye.